The Tony Curry Radio Network and the Kurre and Klapow Show. Welcome to a Friday morning here. Beautiful girls. I know that one, Mark Ingram, the athletic director for your UAB Blazers, loves that tune, but today we're going to have a walk-up tune. We'll perhaps play an American Badass from Kid Rock. We'll get to that coming up a little bit later on after our interview with Mark. And Mark, I know you're super busy. You've had a lot of people probably reaching out to you about UAB accepting the invitation to the American Athletic Conference. First of all, today is Global Champagne Day, a good day to pop the top on a bottle of your favorite bubbly. Congratulations to you and the UAB Blazers, man. How are you?
Man, I'm great. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys having me this morning.
You got it. Josh and I were going back and forth last night, and the first question he asked me is, how does this affect UAB as an athletic organization? I think that is a wonderful, broad, general question that Mark Ingram could probably answer right off the bat. How does this immediately affect UAB as the institution we know it now?
Well, what it does for our university is align us with other institutions who we think so highly of, places like SMU, Tulsa, Tulane, the Naval Academy. These are high level institutions that respect education the way that UAB does, and that's an important point. They also are in major markets. So for student recruitment, we're going to be taking the UAB brand to Tampa, Florida, and to Dallas, Texas, and to Philadelphia, where Temple is, and the Baltimore, Washington, D.C. area where Navy is, and this is and Memphis. Renew the old rivalry with Memphis, and this is important for student recruitment. We're an urban campus. We have great success recruiting students from other urban areas. So it's just the opportunity to be able to go to those other major markets and recruit students.
The UAB Athletic Director, Mark Ingram, joins us here. Of course, the UAB Blazers announced yesterday, along with the Charlotte, Florida Atlantic, North Texas, Rice, and UTSA, they'll all be joining UAB as new members of the American Athletic Conference. You said this has been going on for quite some time. You've been working towards this. Can you kind of give us a timeline of exactly when these talks started, and how did you find out eventually, I guess, yesterday when the news broke?
Well, we started working on this May 1st, 2015.
Wow.
So, yeah, and that's the day that I started at UAB. And what I mean by that is we set out, our president, Ray Watts, said, Mark, we want to be excellent in everything we do. And he said, UAB as an institution is excellent. Our hospital is excellent. Our athletic program is not. And he said, we got to fix that. And so what we did was put a plan together, which was to start building and renovating our facilities so that our coaches could recruit great players, right? If you have great coaches and great facilities, they can get great players. Those great players win games. You win enough of those games, you win a championship. And that was the plan. And it was really we wanted to be great locally. We wanted to be great then regionally, and then we wanted to be great nationally. And so that's what we've been trying to do. That was our goal was not to move to another conference. Our goal was to just be great, win championships, and to try to mirror the experience for our student athletes, which is world class in the classroom. We wanted them to have the same experience in athletics that they were getting in the classroom.
UAB offers 18 NCAA programs. So, I know football is the cash cow. Basketball is certainly large. We got bowling, cross country, golf, rifle. We can go on and on and on. And you were in Conference USA for 25 years, so I know it's a bit bittersweet. But when you talk about these different cities, the Philadelphias, the Dallases, the Orlandos, and you're talking about a different geographical footprint in cities that you will be now recruiting into, talk about just the implications of that. When you recruit everywhere. You're always looking for kids, and there's hot spots of different areas from football, bowling, to everything else. But when you're just talking about the size of these cities as compared to what you've been dealing with the last 25 years, talk a little bit about that, will you?
Yeah, well, again, it takes your brand into these other major TV markets, and it expands the reach of who UAB is as an institution. If you were a doctor, no matter where you are in this country, if somebody said something about UAB, they know what that is. In the medical community, people know what UAB is. But now what we're trying to do is broaden the reach of who our university is, so that the world better knows who we are as a university, as an institution here academically. And that's something we're really excited about.
So, Mark, you made an interesting point, and actually, I was speaking to someone yesterday from Silicon Valley, and he had made the comment that people are leaving in droves and going different places, and he happened to mention Birmingham because of UAB, but he was referring to the medical school. How much pressure was there? I mean, obviously, 2015 to sort of bring when you say the athletic program, bring it up and make it excellent. Obviously, there's wins and there's talented athletes, but where does the academic piece roll in there? I mean, I can understand what Ray Watts is saying, but help us understand what the charge was.
Well, he just said, "Hey, look," he said to me, being new at the time, he knew I'd been doing some research when I interviewed, which is when I really started to realize what a great school UAB was. It's not that I didn't think that it was. I really just hadn't taken time to look at it. And so I was doing research for the interview and was learning about, what a great university it was. And I had been to Birmingham many times and knew what a great city Birmingham was. But he said, but you need to take a closer look. He said, and he starts going through the list of superlatives of the university, things that I wouldn't have otherwise known. And he said, we've got to get our athletic program to match that because we were so bad. Our football practice facility was the worst in the country. Our track was in the shape of a square. We just had a lot of things that were below substandard. I mean, honestly, so he just, and like he said to me before we reinstated football, we're about a week before that happened. And he says, Mark, I'm just going to tell you, he says, we're tracking raising the money that we need. He goes, that's tracking really well. But if we don't have a new facility, I'm not doing it. Wow. And I said, oh, okay. And so we actually, when we reinstated football, we already had $2 million pledged to that new practice facility. So, and nobody even knew what that really was in terms of like, what was it going to look like or anything like that. It was just, it's going to be a building. It's going to have a weight room. It's going to have some offices in it. So we had a lot of people living on faith, to steal an Eric Clapton term.
UAB athletic director Mark Ingram joins us. We love cross references to classic rock, by the way. American Athletic Conference is going to be the brand new home for the UAB Blazers, not to mention, of course, other teams, including North Texas, Rice, San Antonio, UTSA, and Florida Atlantic and Charlotte. Congratulations to the UAB Blazers and, of course, all of their scholarship and athletic programs, all 18 of them moving to the American Athletic Conference. All right, so two-part question here. First of all, what does this mean for Conference USA? And obviously, I know you care. And second of all, as the landscape and the Big 12 obviously just expanded by 4 teams, we actually had that discussion with you. Would UAB actually be a fit into a Big 12? Little did we know that the American Conference situation was well in the works. But what do you see overall as the landscape of athletics right now in this country? Are there going to be more changes?
Well, what we've learned, at least as long as I've been paying any attention to college athletics, is that, yes, there are going to be more changes in a year or 5 or 10 or 20. Absolutely. I mean, Tulane used to be in the Southeastern Conference, right? Georgia Tech used to be in the Southeastern Conference. Virginia Tech and Miami used to be in the Big East. Maryland obviously was in the ACC. We could go on and on with, schools that were in the Big 12, like Colorado and Nebraska, who left, 10 years ago. And you can just see that, there's sort of constantly some shifting. And our plan today would be no different than it was when I got here. We're going to continue trying to be the very best that we can be at what we do. And if realignment occurs again sometime down the road, what we will hopefully have done is made ourselves attractive enough to be wanted, and that's all we're trying to do. And if you can't have, we got to go try to be in that conference as the goal. I mean, you got to know that those things are out there, but that's not your goal. Your goal is just in the immediate time is just be better. I mean, that you're just trying to improve your own program, and whatever happens, happens. And because in the meantime, I'd like to win more games and championships. I'd like to have more fans at our games, which means we need to win more. We'd sell more tickets. We'd be able to, provide more things to our student athletes and to our fans. And so that's what you're doing, and that's what we're going to continue doing that.
Mark Ingram, the athletic director for the UAB Blazers, joins us here just for a couple more minutes. I know you were slammed this morning. You have lots of interviews, but I do want to talk about the football program. 3-0 in Conference USA right now, 5-2 overall. A decent season, obviously. A couple of stingers there against Georgia and Liberty for your first home game, but you have settled into Protective Life Stadium, and you're going to be playing there again against Rice at 2:30 coming up this Saturday. I want you to tell people how they can get tickets, first of all, and second of all, when you move into a home, it's not always a brand new home. It's not always a parade of homes like you have with Protective. Sometimes there's some creaky pipes and some things that you realize maybe the water's not running off. But what are some of the idiosyncrasies of this particular stadium that you have absolutely fallen in love with outside just the beauty behind it and this game yet come up this Saturday?
So yes, tomorrow we've got Rice coming here. It's our homecoming game, 2:30. Tomorrow at Protective Stadium, so please come out, and the weather's going to be great. It's going to be a beautiful day for football, and get there early so you can walk around uptown and see the tailgate scene. And it's just people are just having so much fun. It's a blast, and I hope that people will come and enjoy that. Protective Stadium, Tony, is just spectacular, and that's the other thing that I hope that fans that have not been there yet will come and enjoy. I was at the last game, and I was a little concerned. We're playing Florida Atlantic, and I kind of looked out into the stands, and I felt like I didn't see that many people. And it was early in the game, and I thought, oh man, our attendance dropped off. Oh man, this is not good. I was just kind of concerned about what our attendance number was going to be for that day, and so I got after the first quarter, I had a couple of on-field presentations. And I walked around the concourse, which was packed with people. So it wasn't that people weren't there. They were just having fun. They were moving around. They were up in the concourse. They were, getting something from the concession stand. There's a drink rail that surrounds the top row of the lower level. And they're just like bellied up to the drink stand watching the game. And so it wasn't, they just weren't in their seat, I guess is my point. And that's been one of the interesting things about it is there's a lot of people there. They're not necessarily all in their chair, but I think it's because they're kind of mingling around. And that's, I think, when we designed the stadium, we sort of knew that might happen. We kind of designed it for that way because in the modern way people watch games, it's, hey, I'm here. It's a social event. It's not just a game, it's a social event. And I think that for the first time in a long time, we're just promoting fun. We're just promoting fun. We want our students to have fun. We want our fans to have fun. And so that's what we're asking everybody who's listening today to do. Come out tomorrow, 2:30, watch us play Rice Owls and for homecoming and just have a good time.
You should just scratch the whole win is one and just say we promote fun. Just promote fun. Hashtag promote fun. Hey, Mark, congratulations to you, man. Thank you so much for coming on with us this morning. I know on short notice, so we love you. Go get a win tomorrow, and we'll catch up soon, okay?
Well, Tony, this may be slower than you like, and I know that you said you're going to play American Badass by Kid Rock, which certainly please do. But it's homecoming. You could go Motley Crue, Home Sweet Home.
Yes.
Just saying.
Yes, I got it. I'll do it. You got it. I'll get it covered here in the next few minutes, all right?
All right, guys.
Thank you, brother. There he is, Mark Ingram, the UAB athletic director right here on Tony Kurre Radio and, of course, the Kurre and Klapow Show.